Liam Williams versus Andrade should happen, and it's looking like it's been close to being happening. Is there any news on that and when that could possibly be?
He's got a good management team, MTK. They're sorting that out, and they've managed. Because we know it could be a long time before he fights Andrade, purely because of this lockdown situation and the travel restrictions and the logistics of it all. Liam Williams is not a fighter. He's been very, very active with me since he came to me, and this is probably he hasn't boxed since December. He's been out nearly. He'll have been out 10 months by the time he fights, and he's fighting Robinson. Now, it's a British title fight. Liam's a British champion. He wants to keep that belt. He wants to get that belt outright. So, we had a little discussion when he first came to me, and I just said, all I want you to do is just fight anybody who's put in front of you. Whether you think they're good, bad, ugly, whatever they are, you just beat the guys. Keep active. Keep winning. Don't be waiting around for this world title shot. You could be waiting a year. You could be waiting a year and a half being inactive. Just keep moving. Beat who's put in front of you. Train for every fight like your life depends on it. Keep active, and that's what he's done. And that's why he's taken this fight. And he'll concentrate on that British title fight and then worry about Andrade later. If you look what he did in his last fight, Liam, against Atlantis Fox, he made short work of him. He's improved so much since coming to the Ingle gym, definitely. He's improved, and if I was Andrade looking at that, Fox gave Andrade a decent fight. If I was Andrade, I wouldn't be in a rush to be fighting Liam Williams, because at the minute he's a man on a mission, Liam Williams. Any news on Billy Joe Saunders? I mean, Billy's pops into the gym every now and again, does a bit of training, but he obviously is not training with me anymore. He's with Ben. Another one there. Billy won't fight. I think they offered him the Canelo fight, but Billy won't, have a gun put to his head over money. Billy's got plenty of money. He's not, financially in a bad place, so he can take all he fights. And now that fight's cancelled. I think they tried to play mind games with him and string him out and then drop it on his toes last minute. What do you think of that? Well, but the thing is, they've probably done themselves out of the fight. They should have told him well in advance. Said, look, we also wanted him to do this fight. Keep yourself in a training camp and be ready. And Billy would have been. But if they're putting out the impression that you're not going to be fighting Canelo in September, well, why would Billy be hanging around training for a fight he's not going to have? So maybe that Billy's next fight maybe is going to be Canelo, or maybe it's going to be later on in the year. He's training Billy, he's taking over, and I think Billy is probably realistically the only one who will give Canelo a fight, and it would have to be the best Billy Joe Saunders turning up. But like I say again, Tyson Fury being the example, you look at his fights before he boxed Deontay Wilder the first time, you would never have thought he was going to put in that performance that he did when he got the draw. You wouldn't have, because they weren't great fights, but he was just practicing with those guys, and he turned up on the night, and that's what Billy tends to do, turns up on the night. So that'd be interesting if it comes off. Couple more questions for you, Dom. First one, does Tyan Booth still come down to the gym? Yeah, I don't know if you probably watch social media, but Tyan's, he's been coming down for years and years. He obviously boxed, was a very good fighter, and he spent a lot of time with Brendan. My dad liked him, and people might think he's a bit odd, and you look at his videos and they're quite entertaining. But as I said on one of my tweets, he's got a key, and sometimes I look and he's been training in that gym at 2 o'clock in the morning. But he's a strange character. He's harmless, but he's a strange character, and he's getting quite a big follow on social media now. He keeps himself ticking over. I think he's found his niche with these videos. He did a bit of stand up at one time, but he still trains. He still keeps himself fit, and so really I actually see more of him on videos and YouTube than actually doing the flesh. Every now and then I'll just see him, probably coming into the gym maybe at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Yeah. And last one before I let you go, it's a tough one, but out of all the fighters you've trained, which one's your favourite? Not necessarily the best fighter, but which one did you enjoy training most? You know what? I've enjoyed. I only really train kids I enjoy training, so it's a bit of a difficult question. There's every journey with a fighter is different, and we had a great journey with Kell Brook. And before that, Junior Richard and Johnny Nelson, and obviously Kid Galahad. So I'd have to say, they've been good journeys. They've been, Kell's ended up in a good place. He's made a load of money. Obviously Naz, I wasn't really with Naz. That was more my dad and my brother. But I can't really say favourites, because they've all got the fors and against, and the pros and the cons. But what I will say is that all the fighters I've had who have been successful are the ones that we've got a good relationship and we enjoy training. You know, they enjoy training, because I can't train kids who won't do as they're told and won't stick to the plan. It's just a waste of time, because when you've done it right so many times and you know what the blueprint is to get them where they need to be, then you're going to stick to that. And you know, the fighters who don't stick to that don't tend to last very long with me. Will Hutchinson, you know, like I've said, he's going to be the next one. He's only 22. He's got a good career in front of him. He's got a very good manager, good team behind him, and that's going to be the next, you know, the next big journey. Somebody else might drop on in between that. Sometimes you get kids dropping on for a fight and then going. You know, I had Jason Quigley for a while. He came and he went. You know, another one who obviously is told that just logistics, if it all fighting in America, living in Ireland, a bit difficult. And you've got to be happy as a fighter. You can't, you know, he's living away from home. So there's lots of things why sometimes fighters don't perform. It's getting the right mix for them. So there's, you know, I haven't really got a favourite. My favourites are the ones who, when I send them a text, you know, at night time, being at 7 o'clock in the morning, my favourite's the first one who walks through the door that day. Yeah. You know, ready for the work. I just ain't got time for people making excuses and it's this and missing workouts. It's like, you know, it's no good. Boxing's a very tough game. Even when you're good, you've got to be disciplined all the way through.
And I'll quickly ask you about Kid Galahad, because I spoke to Josh Warrington. It doesn't seem like he's looking straight at that fight. There's other options elsewhere for him. Do you think Kid Galahad has that? You know, is that still what he's looking at and the first thing in his sight?
Let's just give this message to Josh Warrington, shall we, Josh? One of your selling points is that you sell out stadiums and you've got a very good crowd. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So they were talking about unification fights. Well, he's not going to America, because that's going to be very difficult, you know, logistic-wise. And you're not selling out Ellen Road, or you're not selling big crowds, or Leeds Arena, or whatever it is. So, you know, they were talking of him fighting this Kanzu in a unification. Maybe that's going to happen. Maybe it's going to happen, I don't know. But, you know, there's going to be no crowd. So Josh is just like in the same boat as everybody else. He'll have to fight whoever put in front of me. He'll either say yes or no. Just like Dillian White had to fight Povetkin because of the logistics of that. You know, whatever the money was, it's not going to be the greatest money because there's no live gate anymore. So, you know, we're preparing for Josh Warrington, and that's all there is to it. So if the fight happens, it happens. We're going to be ready, and we'll just see, you know, what materialises from that.
Brilliant. Well, appreciate your time. Now, hopefully, I'll catch up with you soon, Don.
No problem.